Dad and I planning to come to your house. You were not ready for this. Neither was I, if I'm honest, because this visit is not casual. It is not random. It is not polite. It carries weight. It carries truth. And maybe fear. On both sides. Dad said quietly, "We should go." I looked at him. For a moment, he never rushes into decisions. He measures silence before speaking words. So when he said your name, I felt everything shift inside. You think maybe it is simple, a friendly visit, tea and greetings, small polite smiles, formal conversation only. But it isn't. Not this time. Because when Dad walks beside me, he carries intention, not empty gestures. He knows everything about my heart, the sleepless nights, the restless mornings, the way your name changes me. He has watched me pretend strength. He has heard my breaking voice through closed doors, late at night. And yesterday evening, he surprised me. He said softly, "Enough hiding now. If she matters, we show respect. If she matters, we show courage. And you matter more than you will ever know. That's the truth. So now we're coming to you, not to pressure, not to demand, but to stand with honesty. Dad believes love should be honorable, not secret shadows or whispered promises. He says real feelings deserve real steps, and real steps require real bravery. I am nervous, I won't lie, because your door feels like destiny. Behind that door is your family, your questions waiting, your father watching, your mother wondering, your siblings listening, and I respect every single one. That is why we are coming, not as boys, with empty words, but as men, with clear intentions. Dad ironed his best clothes at his morning slowly, without saying much, but I saw his careful movements, the quiet pride in his eyes. He asked me, "Are you sure?" And my answer did not shake. "Yes, I'm sure, even if afraid, because loving you is not weakness, it is strength." I discovered late, you changed me, without trying to. You softened anger inside my chest. You made patience feel like power, and suddenly life became meaningful again. Dad noticed that before I did. He saw peace return to me. After meeting you, after knowing you, he said, "Son, she is different. Don't lose someone who brings light." And I promised I would not. So this visit is that promise, walking on feet. Instead of dreams, we could hide, like others do. We could delay, blame timing always. But delay becomes regret very quickly. And regret becomes lifetime of what ifs. I don't want what ifs with you. I want certainty, even if difficult. I want clarity, even if painful. Because confusion is worse than rejection. At least rejection is honest closure. But I don't feel rejection. I feel connection, strong and rare. The kind people pray to find, the kind elders call destiny. So yes, we are coming, Dad and I, together, respectfully. Not to take, but to ask. Not to assume, but to listen. Your comfort matters more than pride. Your peace matters more than ego. If your answer is not today, we will wait with patience. If your family needs reassurance, we will provide with dignity, because love without respect is selfish, and I refuse to be selfish. I want you, chosen confidently, not stolen secretly, or rushed blindly. Dad says always, win hearts first. Doors open after hearts do. So when we stand outside your familiar gate, breathing deeply, know this clearly. I am trembling, not from doubt, but from hope. Hope is heavy when it's real. Hope makes hands slightly colder. Hope makes minutes feel like hours. And today, every minute feels endless. I imagine you hearing the news, maybe surprised, maybe smiling softly, maybe nervous too, like I am, maybe asking yourself, is this happening? Yes, it is. It truly is. Because some moments change everything, and this moment might be ours. If destiny allows, if hearts agree, if courage wins over fear. Dad placed his hand on mine before leaving home and said quietly, whatever happens, stand with respect. If they accept, be grateful. If they hesitate, be patient. If they refuse, be honorable. His words settled inside my bones. This is bigger than romance alone. This is about character and future, about building something that lasts decades, about showing you are valued, not temporarily, but permanently. I don't promise a perfect life. I promise effort every single day. I promise honesty, even when hard. I promise loyalty, even when tested. And I promise to protect you, not from growth, but from harm. So when you hear we're coming, don't see pressure, see sincerity. Don't see drama, see devotion. Because Dad and I are not visiting, we are stepping into possibility, into responsibility, into your world. And if you open that door, you won't just see two figures. You'll see intention, standing respectfully. You'll see a son choosing bravery, and a father supporting love. And maybe someday we'll remember this. As the afternoon, everything changed. But for now, my heart whispers, Dad and I are on our way. This is not simple. This is not casual. This is not ordinary. This is something heavy. Last night he whispered something that changed everything. His hands were shaking. His voice felt different. I saw his eyes. They carried old storms, years of hidden pain, years of swallowed pride. He said your name, like unfinished prayer, like broken promise, like returning regret. Dad and I planning, but truth feels dangerous, because this visit carries more than polite smiles. He packed slowly yesterday, folded shirts with pauses, stared at old photograph, touched it without speaking. I pretended sleeping, but heard everything clearly. The sigh between breaths, the fear between silence. You think we coming for tea and laughter, for family pictures, for casual afternoon talk. No, this is deeper, much deeper than surface. This visit holds history. This visit holds confession. He asked about you, not casually, but trembling. Asked if you changed. Asked if you waiting. I did not answer, because I did not know whether hope still lives inside your guarded heart. Dad and I planning. But planning feels fragile, like glass in pocket, ready to shatter suddenly. He cleaned his shoes, like meeting destiny, like facing old mistakes, like confronting lost years. Do you remember that last argument? The door you closed, the silence afterward. He remembers everything, every word you said, every tear you hid, every look you avoided. He never admitted how much it hurt, how deeply it cut, how quietly it destroyed. But last night, walls finally cracked, truth finally surfaced, and pride finally surrendered. Dad and I coming. Yet I feel tension, because healing requires more than simple presence. There are questions waiting, heavy, uncomfortable questions, about trust and betrayal, about absence and blame. He rehearsed sentences over and over, deleted half of them, rewrote apologies silently. He said maybe you will refuse, maybe you will smile, but keep distance cold. That fear terrifies him, more than rejection, more than anger, more than loud confrontation, because indifference kills, slower but deeper, colder but sharper, quieter but permanent. Dad and I planning, But I must warn, this is not performance. This is not drama. This is confession. Raw, imperfect confession, with trembling honesty and unfiltered vulnerability. He told me something I never expected. He said he failed. More than you knew. He said stubbornness cost him relationships, cost him years, cost him your trust. He carries regret, like invisible weight, on tired shoulders, that never rest fully. You might think time erased everything, but time preserved pain, like letters in drawer. Dad and I coming, but we bringing truth, not excuses or pride, not manipulation or control. He wants forgiveness, not for ego, not for appearance, but for inner peace. He wants closure, or maybe restart. He does not know which one destiny holds. Last night he cried, quietly in darkness, thinking I was asleep, but I heard everything. The sound of remorse is different from weakness. It breaks differently. It trembles differently. He whispered your name, again and again, as if practicing courage, as if summoning strength. Dad and I planning, but I feel responsible to prepare your heart for what arrives soon, because this meeting will change something, either rebuild bridges, or finally burn them. There is no middle, no safe halfway, no polite pretending, no shallow conversation. He wants honesty, even if painful, even if uncomfortable, even if exposing flaws. And I am scared, not of conflict, but of silence, of emotional distance. You were always strong, stronger than him, stronger than storms, stronger than pride. Maybe that strength intimidated him before. Maybe that independence made him defensive. He never confessed how proud he was of your resilience, of your fierce heart. Dad and I coming, but we coming humbly, without superiority, without past arrogance. He practiced saying sorry in mirror reflection, but words stuck between guilt and fear. What if you changed? What if you moved on? What if forgiveness is no longer available? That possibility haunts, like shadow behind every hopeful thought, every brave decision. Still he insists, we must come, we must try, we must face truth, because avoidance poison too many years already, and silence built walls too high. Dad and I planning, but I need you to understand seriousness of this approaching moment. This is not surprise. This is preparation for emotional earthquake, for necessary confrontation. He carries something inside old envelope. I do not know what memories hide there. Maybe letters unsent, maybe photographs preserved, maybe apology written, but never delivered. His hands trembled when placing it inside worn jacket, close to heart. That alone tells how much it matters, how much remains unspoken between you. Dad and I coming, yet my own heart feels divided painfully between loyalty and truth. I love you both in different ways, but equally deeply, but equally honestly. I do not want another explosion, another door slam, another endless silence. I want healing, even if messy, even if tearful, even if painfully honest. So when we arrive, look into his eyes, not his past, not his mistakes. See the regret, see the humility, see the courage it took to return. Dad and I planning, but destiny deciding what outcome waits behind your open door. If you still care,